hey, as long as you believe in Jesus, you'll have eternal life. Mike Rivalsky here again with the Holy Bible King James Version with the Old and New Testaments. If you don't believe in Jesus, the Bible teaches that there is a lake of fire. And I know I wouldn't like to spend my eternity in fire. I'm close enough to this fire to where, yeah, it's hot enough. I don't want to get any closer. So, at any rate, but I've been letting people know these Holy Bible King James versions have been available at the Dollar Tree stores. I've been going around and telling everybody I meet, first thing, everywhere I go, as long as you believe in Jesus, you'll live forever. And then occasionally after that, quite often actually, I've been telling people, hey, and also these Holy Bibles in the King James Version, they've been at the Dollar Tree stores. And again, putting it in the past tense, not saying, hey, you can go to the Dollar Tree and you can find Holy Bibles all day long. No, I've been telling people what's been happening in the past tense, so that, and then saying, Lord willing, or if it is the Lord's will, you could go to the Dollar Tree and give these out for free, like I've been doing. And that's my hope, that people would actually care enough for other people, enough to try to give them the best thing that they could possibly give them. I mean, you could give somebody a dollar bill. That's a nice thing to do for somebody. Or you could give them a Holy Bible that you bought for a dollar bill. This is a whole lot more paper and it's worth a whole lot more than a dollar bill. So that's the point there. Now this fire is blazing, and I wanted to try to cook some pizza. This is something I already tried to cook, and unfortunately it got kind of burnt on the other side, so I'm just sat it on the ground, letting it cool off. Don't plan on eating the other side because it got burnt. Okay, here's my new attempt. Now, I've done this before. I've cooked pizza and had it not end up burnt like this. This is like black on the other side. Okay, ouch. I was actually trying to record a video when that happened, and so my attention was a little bit diverted. So that's the whole reason it ended up happening. I was just trying to do something nice for somebody else, and I accidentally burnt my pizza. So here we go again. Let me try this. Put this up here. That everything's going really good with this fire. I mean, it looks better than it did a half hour ago for sure. All the coals are hot. The thing is blazing when it comes to heat. And I still have bacon and eggs that I'd like to cook. I was going to try to cook me up some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I mean, why not? I like bacon, I like eggs, I like cheese. And for all those people out there that are healthy diet type people, guess what? If you have faith in what you eat, more than faith in who gave you the food to eat, and therein lies the problem with your faith. You should have, look at that. That's looking pretty good right there. Just about almost too much. And this little pot's pretty hot. But something I wanted to mention is people don't have to worry about what goes in their mouth. What they need to be concerned about is what has been coming out of their mouth. Everywhere I've been going on a daily basis, people have said things and done. They've spoken things. Rather, they've said things. They've spoken things that weren't true. Pretty much everywhere I've gone. Not every single step I took and every single breath I took, but people in all sorts of places where I've been blessed to go have spoken things that weren't true And I've had to live with this on a daily basis. Even when just looking up videos on the internet. Ooh. Yeah, see, that didn't take long. Now, I'm used to cooking with my little stove. Like I mentioned before, I've used hand sanitizer and put it inside of a little thing, and then, yeah, I cooked it nice and slow. So I was cooking pizza recently in a stove, and this apparently just heated up so quick that it's done. So what I'd like to do is get something to put it in here. Hold on. Oh, way back. Okay, there we got a bowl. We'll put this in a bowl. I don't want to set it out there because I don't want to get it all dirty. But this is done. Ouch. Set it on the not so hot side. This part of the pizza is actually still good. The other side's burnt. So I'd like to try to salvage it. Maybe I could take my knife here. Try to cut this here. It's not as easy as it looks, people. I had this knife ready unintentionally. Oh wow. Yeah, that's gonna really go well with the ants. I've had all these problems with ants here. Okay. Wow, there goes that. It looks it looks pretty gnarly, but it'll work. Next up, I want to cook some bacon. This is my initial, this is like an appetizer for me, pizza. And yeah, I did kind of mess it up, but oh well. So I'm gonna just throw this over somewhere, way over there. Yeah, there it went. And maybe you didn't see it happen, but I could have said, Lord willing to, if it is the Lord's will, I will throw this over there. Do you know how many times I've ever heard somebody say that? Absolutely zero. It says in the Bible that people are supposed to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. I've never heard anybody say, if it is the Lord's will. That just goes to show you how much of a problem we've been having when it comes to people obeying what God commanded. You might not think it's a problem, but it's a problem. And God's been watching. And he would like for people to show reverence to him, to respect him. As one person I used to know said it, he deserves his honor and respect. So keep that in mind. You didn't create yourself. I didn't create myself. I don't know how to create anything. I got planted a seed in the ground, but I have no idea how it grows, or, all that stuff. Oh, there's a mosquito in here. Sorry. So the point is, we need to be respectful to God, and I felt like there's been so much disrespect going on for God that it's really upsetting. But yet, I still keep trying to remain joyful always, just as we're supposed to. Yes, I've been frustrated. Don't get me wrong. I've been frustrated. But God's been bearing with it, and I've been getting better and better at dealing with it as I've gone along. And I'm looking for something to wipe my fingers with. I was just picking all that stuff out, the greasy stuff. There we go. And this fire's been going so good. Oh, God, thank you. Finally got it going good. It was taking a while for me to get to the good hot coal mess that you see going on right here. I mean, it's all burning so hot. I'm ready for some bacon. I want to put some bacon on there. So I got this thing over here. This is from the Dollar Tree. And inside here, I have my bacon and I have my eggs. Oh, Lord Jesus, thank you. All right. So, eventually, hopefully I'll find this stuff. There it is. All right, so I got some cheese there. And my bacon. Trying to look through this lens more than you know, through my own eyes so that I can see what you're hopefully going to see. Ooh, yeah, this is Smithfield Applewood. What is it? Applewood smoked. Ooh. Oh, the euphemisms. Oh, it's tender, juicy, and moist, and crispy, and all that good stuff. Euphemisms. This is a kind of a joke. Things used to describe food at times, or even other things, to make it more mouth-watering or whatever. All right, so I'm trying to get this ready. I'm trying to cook bacon up. It's not that difficult. I like to clean off my little knife here that I just used. But there's some things I'd like to mention when it comes to everything that's been going on. On a daily basis, I think people should be preaching and teaching the gospel. I think everybody should be willing to share that with people. I think this, like I said, this should become the norm. In this day and age, there is no excuse. I mean, we are well beyond the excuse of not telling each other about Jesus. And so, you know, it's one thing to be blessed to have all this. There's people in China that don't have this kind of situation. We have In God We Trust on the money. So that's where we have been winning. And if you've wondered why has all this stuff been made in China? Well, they've been trying to catch up with us, not realizing that they're not going to catch up with us unless they want to put, like, you know, God first, like, on their money. All right, here we go. That's pretty much the gist there. All right, so I cut this open. And that's the motto for Florida, too. In God we trust. And that is why I have been using, like, religiously, I've been using cash. All right, so here goes the bacon. Now, this is all one cut. How many of you out there can make a whole video one cut without any cut scenes and still keep it interesting? Ugh, it's a difficult job. All right, so I got this thing laden with bacon. Ooh, look at that. Oh, so much beautiful bacon. Oh man. Oh, I still gotta cook it as beautiful as it looks, even though there's all this fat and all this other stuff. It's gonna taste so good, Lord willing, when it gets done. Whoop, I'm trying to, oh, there we go. Got me a paper towel. This is sitting on top of the paper towels right now. All right, so I'm trying to wipe my hands off so I can get ready to pick up my phone here. This isn't easy to do, like all this stuff. Like, I got mad respect for people that have been trying to, hey, look at this. There's a flame burning way off in the distance from the main fire. I don't know why. But I got mad respect for people who have been taking the time to put all sorts of stuff together just to put on a presentation to try to help people, to show them, you know, some of the, like, most important things that there is to show people when it comes to survival. Now, why is this so important to me? Well, I've learned that survival skills are actually at the top of the list when it comes to things that all of us should know. But it's been kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of been overlooked in this day and age, because, I mean, most people, they've been living out their lives and working to where they had an apartment or had a house, and so things have gotten so advanced that, you know, the basic survival skills just haven't been that important. But they're extremely important when it comes to, you know, going out and preaching and teaching the gospel, because all of a sudden I was persecuted at my job. I mean, this is just an example. I was preaching, or I was sharing my faith. I wasn't actually preaching the gospel when this happened, but I was sharing my faith, you know, just being a Christian at my last job. And all of a sudden, my job's gone. I'm saving up to get an apartment. I'm hoping to get a new ID so I can, you know, go to the store. And if I get carded because I want to buy a beer or whatever, you know, I'll have an ID. I mean, that's about it when it comes to having an ID. It's just nice to have one. People card you. Whatever else. Stuff like that. And my job gets completely discombobulated to where they want to move me or what do you call that? They want to transfer me to another position. I'm like, I came here to work as a cook. I was cooking much better than this. This is over the fire, over the coals rather. When I was cooking all the fried food for Old Times Country Buffet. I was responsible for like several different fryers. I even put fires out occasionally because of all the cooking we were doing, and continued to manage everything so that we could continue to bless people with food. It's just crazy how I got persecuted. It all boiled down to pretty much just one person. And today, there's an interesting story. I had a flat tire. And so I got an inner tube, one of these Nishiki inner tubes. And I got this from, now this was to replace the inner tube, the one that went flat. So now I have two Nishiki inner tubes. The one that went flat was a Walmart inner tube. All right. So long story short, I accidentally got the wrong valve. This says 35 millimeter Schrader valve. They got some other kind of valve. I don't even remember what it's called, but when I woke up this morning, I had this kind of box, but the wrong kind of valve. And I tried to change the inner tube, and I'm like, oh, what the F, you know, like I got the wrong valve. It doesn't even tell, I mean, oh yeah, it does, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of hard to figure that out. You know, you're not expecting them to have some kind of crazy weird valve on there. I mean, like every time I went to go fill up a tire, it was always a Schrader valve. But at any rate, so I took the inner tube back, and a guy I used to work with gave me a ride. Hold on, yeah, this is looking just fine. I ain't messing with it. That bacon's cooking up good. So you can see that everything's died down. Might have to get things going, or I might like to get things going a little bit more here. Meanwhile, what's going on with my pizza? How's it taste? But let me finish what I was trying to tell you. So I went back, I got my tire fixed, and I got a ride from a friend that I used to work with, and he said that the situation where I used to work is kind of, well, he didn't say this in these exact words, but basically said that things were grim. And it was just him and another guy, and he's getting ready to move on to like a construction job. Now I did try to, you know, mention, look, you're sitting pretty here. You got like this really good job where you're helping a lot of people. But he's like, oh, I just want to go into construction. So I'm like, oh well. I could have said more, but we only had a few moments to talk, and it was kind of awkward, you know, trying to tell somebody, hey, you're looking left when you should be looking right. You know, people sometimes they didn't care if somebody told them they were looking left when they should be looking right. They just want to keep on going, you know, stuff like that. I've had to deal with. So there's a chance I might get my job back. Oh, this thing's kind of lean and heavy. Are we gonna get some? Hold on a sec here. Ooh, you can hear it. Ooh, it sounds so beautiful. It's cooking up good. But yeah. All right, so what else can I tell you? Yeah, so I've been getting persecuted as I've tried to or attempted to work for people, and I got persecuted by someone where I worked, and I even asked my friend Matt, as he was he gave me a ride back from Dick's back to where I've been staying, kind of, sort of, and he was driving like a F-150, nice truck from like the 90s. It was nice. He needed some exhaust work or some kind of, maybe, I don't know if it was an exhaust manifold or what, but the thing sounded a little bit rough on the outside, but didn't sound that bad on the inside. And he gave me a ride home, and I was just thankful for that. And he said, like, yeah, I've been working doubles like every other day. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, well, I would have been working there too if it hadn't been for them persecuting me over some stupid little conflict to where they want me to move out of the fry cook position to, here, you could have you could just take the food and set it on the buffet. In the meantime, you realize how difficult this would have been for me. I'm trying to tell everybody about Jesus everywhere I go. So I do like to get a break from that by sitting behind the scenes. I've told everybody in the whole kitchen already about Jesus. They all know. They're all settled, you know, as far as I'm concerned, except for one guy that came in after I started working there. He was like, oh, I'm an Odinist. I'm like, what the hell? He said he was an Odinist. Like, there's these people out here that believe in, like, I've only met these people down here in the South, in Florida. There have been these people that have believed in Thor or some kind of weird stuff that I don't have any, I don't have a book to go to teach you, like, here's what they believe. It's like, it didn't even make any sense. So, like, everybody there believes in Jesus except for this one guy. So I'm working with this guy, and he's actually turned out to be kind of nice. And I'm trying to, like, you know, butter him up and maybe hopefully get him to believe, you know, like I do. And then all of a sudden, the night room manager got upset at me because people weren't actually telling me that they were running out of food. And so then the main manager scheduled me, actually she took me off the schedule, and then she wanted me to work a different position where it was going to be even harder for me conscientiously, because I didn't want to be working out in the midst of everybody so much to where I'm trying to tell everybody about Jesus, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be doing it to the point where it's like you know, crazy. So I didn't mind being behind the scenes, like I said, and then going out occasionally and trying to share the gospel with people. She wanted me to go out and be like, and she didn't understand this, and this is why it was really hard for me. She wanted me to be the person to take the food out to the buffet after the cook or whatever, you know, got done cooking the food. And me, with my conscience, I'm like, I want to tell everybody about Jesus. It's just too much for me. I couldn't deal with it. I didn't want to sit there and be like every time I turn around, I gotta tell people about Jesus. I was surprised I didn't get persecuted as much as I thought I could have. They were actually pretty nice to me when it came to persecuting me. There was just this one lady there who persecuted me. It wasn't the one that, you know, upset me when it came to this whole situation. But long story short, I told her, she's like, well, people have been complaining. I said, well, in the Bible, it says that people shouldn't complain. So they're in the wrong, not me. I'm just trying to tell them the truth about Jesus. So, and then she shut up after that, and she never said anything else to me about, you know, me trying to tell people about Jesus, which is great. I was like, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He bought me, he sought me, or whatever, however that song goes. And it goes like, he plunged me beneath the cleansing flood, or something like that. Anyway, I was so happy that I managed to have some victory there, and I got my job, and everything's going good, and I'm cooking up all this food for people, and ooh, it's just freaking epic. And then this one little, you know, person wanted to like nitpick at my attempts, and I was pouring my heart, soul, my sweat, even my blood out into this job, even my tears, I guess, and she just epically ruined it, basically. And I couldn't even explain myself because of how difficult this whole situation is. To try to explain myself, it's just so difficult to even try to explain myself. All right, here we go. Okay, cooking bacon, looking good. Ooh, okay. Now, I would have liked to use a frying pan, but didn't have one. So, just cooking it in the pot. I'm gonna maybe work on this a little bit more after I get done with this video. But, and I might even send her this video. I'm still trying to get my job back. Maybe she'll come around and, you know, bless me with that sort of thing. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. I got my tire fixed, got the right valve, came back, fixed my tire, went to Dollar General, got all these Dollar General bags, and managed to get some bacon. I've been watching this guy. He's been eating bacon all the time. I'm like, man, you know what? I really like bacon too. I haven't been buying bacon because I've been poor, but I'm gonna go get me some bacon and some eggs and some cheese, and I'm gonna have me what I really like to have me sometimes, and that's some bacon, egg, and cheese. So that's what I decided to do. Plus, I like pizza, so I tried that too. Lord willing, on top of all that, Lord willing, cherry on top. So I like to say sometimes. But yeah, man, the whole thing here is people need to love each other, or love one another, forgive one another. I maybe might get my job back to where I was cooking here in Lake City. I was doing so much cooking. I mean, it was like I was like the engine in the train when it came to people getting fed at the Old Times Country Buffet. But now, the caboose is long gone. I'm like, what the heck? What are y'all trying to do? Just dump me off the train? I was trying to help. You know, it's just kind of crazy. Things will hopefully turn around. I gotta get this fire going, or else I'm not gonna have any bacon like I want to. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and you know, try and enjoy some of this stuff that I actually did. And I hope y'all enjoy what I've just tried to do for you. And I'm trying to share myself with others. I wouldn't mind if you did such a thing for me. Try to share your struggles, your victories, your attempts to try to go out and do what needs to be done when it comes to the Holy Bible King James Version, which I have right here. And it would be great to hear your testimony. Like, yeah, you know what? I started going out and trying to see if I could find these Holy Bible King James versions and giving them out to people. That would be amazing. I would be so blessed to hear you tell me about that. Or, yeah, you know what? I saw your video or your videos, and I started going around and telling people about Jesus. And yeah, I feel like you got more experience than me, but I've actually been blessed to try to let some people know, the truth about Jesus. So please let me know if that's the case when it comes to you. Please, I really do hope that you will go out and try to preach and teach the gospel to people. It is so worth it. It's worth more than everything that there ever will be when it comes to what you could have in this age, on this earth, rather. So get out there, preach and teach the gospel. Let people know about the Holy Bible King James versions at the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna be like my friend that I found recently. He's like, and I'll catch you next time. I would say, my saying would be, what would I say? Well, I hope y'all have a blessed one.